What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back again. I'm back with a new save for Football Manager 2020, and I know it's been a long time. In fact, it's been so long that I haven't uploaded a video since the beta, and to be honest, I don't really know why I stopped. I was getting good traction on those videos. Obviously the beta was pretty good. The game's been pretty good this year, minus a few match engine tweaks, but I'm sure for next year they'll have those ironed out. But essentially, yeah, my life just got swamped with work, very busy, and so on and so forth. But obviously with us now back in lockdown, I have been a lot more active. I have been streaming fairly often, so if you aren't aware that I do stream, my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/ZE Murray. Be sure to head over there, drop me a follow, it's much appreciated. I've been streaming Football Manager, I've been streaming a bunch of other games as well, so yeah, be sure to drop me a follow over there, that would be appreciated. But we're back. Now, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't necessarily planning to bring a series back to my channel, at least not for this installment of the game. But yesterday I was watching a Loki Doki stream, actually, and he's doing a new save soon with a club, and they're doing like a fundraising thing in which the club are going to produce and develop their women's and sort of young girls sides, which is pretty cool. And someone asked him in the comments, they said, do you have enough time to do a save like that justice? And he said, yeah, there's still 5-6 months of the game left. And it made me think, we're just approaching the end of May now, so we still have June, July, August, September, October, so let's say 5 months. Now, yes, ideally in October you want to be wrapping things up and not really still in the middle of your save, but the fact we still have 4 good months left between June and September, I was like, you know what, let me use this time to bring back a new save, build up some momentum so that we can head into the next installment of this game very strongly. Now, this channel is going to be dedicated to just Football Manager and maybe some other management games like Motorsport Manager. I know they're currently working on financing Motorsport Manager 2. But for the meantime, we are bringing a new save. And now, you've seen by the thumbnail, you've seen by the title, the name of that save is Playground to World Renowned. Now, I've taken a little bit of inspiration from a few other saves. Work the Space has Park to Prem, Leluja has Non-League to Legend, Dr. Benji's doing a Glory Hunter, and obviously Loki Doki's doing a Journeyman. Now, a lot of saves in Football Manager, ideally, or in the end of the day, are pretty similar. They have different perks, they're slightly different, and that's the same with this. Essentially what we're looking to do is go from the very bottom of world football and get ourselves into the Hall of Fame. Literally going from the bottom. I've got no qualifications. I think I've got a National C license. My experience is set as a Sunday League footballer, and we are managing Dulwich Hamlet. Now, the reason I picked this side is I just loaded up the default leagues. So the lowest we could go is obviously the Vanarama National League South, and I was looking through the teams, and the competition is quite wide open. I'll jump into a few other things in a minute, but I just wanted to say, yeah, that essentially we're going to be going up to we'll try and get into the Hall of Fame. Now, not necessarily with Dulwich Hamlet. Now, I'm not going to be jumping from club to club like a maniac, but we are going to be looking for jobs elsewhere when they come up. So at the end of the season, if there's a job, if we get an interview from a team in League 2, I'm likely going to take that. It's going to increase our reputation, give us more exposure, give us more, skills in the bank. So we're not going to do it from Dulwich Hamlet all the way to the top. We are going to be jumping from side to side, similarly to how Leluja does it in his non-league to legend. It's pretty similar to that. I don't have to necessarily win the Champions League. As long as we win loads of, let's say we won loads of Europa Leagues, a World Cup, God knows what else, loads of league titles, and just get into the Hall of Fame. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Yes, Champions Leagues will help. Yes, Club World Championships will help. Europa Leagues, the likes. But if we can do it just winning league titles, doesn't mean I'm going to stay with PSG for 20 years. Obviously, that's not entertaining. I want to win the Champions League. I want to be competitive. But essentially, the save will be coming to an end when I start climbing those Hall of Fame ranks. Like I said, I'm with Dulwich Hamlet today, and today's episode we will be jumping into our first league game. Going to run you through the tactics, but just want to give you guys a little bit of an update that I am coming back. There should be 5 episodes of this a week minimum, maybe sometimes more. But yeah, 5 a week minimum, hopefully throughout the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I might take the weekend off, might do some streaming on those days. If not, I might tweak that schedule slightly as well, depending on how my week plays out. But we're obviously in a lockdown for the most part as of right now, so 5 episodes a day should be no problem for me. But let's hop into today's video. Now, as you saw, I mentioned I'm with Dulwich Hamlet, which you can see on the screen now, in the big screen. The finances are pretty good. My head is covering it, but we got 300k or thereabouts in the bank, and it's fairly competitive actually in this league. So if we head over here, go to season preview. I never knew they were so high up actually. They've only been in this division for 2 years, I believe. If we just double check that. So yeah, you see here, yeah, they got promoted in 2017-18. So this is their second year in their division, and it says we're predicted to come 6th, but Even Hungerford have a 35 to 1% chance of going up as well. So it's a pretty competitive league. Hopefully it'll be pretty interesting. We have Jarvis Edibor and Lionel Ainsworth in the team, sort of the dream team, the Dream 11. However, I don't know if we're going to be playing wingers this year, I have to be honest. I'll run you through the tactic in a second, but yeah, the team's very competitive. Additionally, I'm going to say this now, I am not an expert when it comes to lower league management. By no means am I an expert. I rarely ever do it. I've never really taken a team from the bottom to the Champions League or anything like that. When it comes to transfers, finances, all of that stuff, it's never been my domain. Tactics, I'm sure we can figure that out. You know, I have played football in the past. I'm aware of things that do work well and don't work well on the game. But yeah, I don't see us necessarily taking Dulwich Hamlet all the way up to the Premier League. I think we will jump ship before then. But we should have a good few seasons here, and I'm sure we can do very well. Transfer history now, a lot of this was obviously before I came in. So nothing too crazy here. I mean, there is one signing that I did, which was this man, Louis Rogers. He has pretty good potential ability, up of sort of obviously 4 stars for this sort of division. But he has decent pace. His mentals are fairly good tackling. So as a fullback, a bit of cover, I think he was definitely worth getting in on a free. We literally don't have to pay him anything. I think his contract's really bad as well. Apparently it expires in 1900. Not sure why that's a thing, but literally that's really the only real signing I've done myself. And then we did lose a player, unfortunately, to, who was it? Yes, Maidenhead. They took Dominic Vose, but I'm not too bothered about that. I'm sure I'll recover from that and not mind that too much. But let's jump into the tactic. You can see here, I've gone for what some of you would maybe identify as the Brazilian box, which is what I've gone for. Surprisingly, a few of our players can play this pretty well. Now, I left the back line pretty just bog standard. Goalkeepers, fullbacks, central defenders, just left those pretty standard. Didn't want to change that up too much. Now, Mazzala, surprisingly, they can play this pretty well. Now, yes, he can play central midfield. Actually, he can play Mazzala support perfectly. But I want to play him as attack because I want him to get a little bit further forward. Ball-winning midfielder, yes, I could play him as that, but I'm not really a massive fan of that this year. I don't know if that works too well for me, at least. So I haven't gone for that. A Volante, again, I mean, yes, I could have him as a ball-winning midfielder, but, 50% as a Volante isn't necessarily too bad. Now, I'm going to have to see how this goes because there's a lot of creativity in the midfield. I'm not sure if they're going to necessarily win the ball as much as I'd like. And then Anchorman, I'm sure that we had a better Anchorman than this. Maybe he got poached, actually. I think that might have been Vose. Maybe he did get poached. Or maybe, I think Ben Chapman actually slides in there and he plays in one of these roles as well. So this midfield 4 could definitely change, but I think it's going to help us defensively. It will be hard to break down. And I've gone for a deep line forward and an advanced forward. I'm tempted to change that to maybe to a poacher, see how it goes. At least the advanced forward. I think deep line forward is going to help connect the midfield to the attack, so I'm happy to keep that as it is. But again, not too many changes. I do maybe want to put this on attacking, but I haven't really seen how the teams play in this division. I don't know if we're better than them, if we can afford to do that. So there may be a few tweaks going on. Maybe this is a bit too advanced for the level of football that we're in. And I've also put in a custom throw-in tactic. If you've been watching the Streamer Showdown, you would know that throw-in hacks, as they're being called, are definitely a thing in this game. Now, I've put them in there because in my eyes, it's silly if you don't. If it's a strong feature, Rory Delap, when he was at Stoke literally played for throw-ins because it was a strong feature of theirs. I think in this level, if you can capitalise on any throw-ins you get, you're going to be in for a treat. Schedule, like I said, we're going to play the first league game today, which is just going to be the one game today, and then moving forward 2 games per episode. But if you look at our friendlies, we've been pretty good. 7-0 against our under-18s, which can't really take too much from that. To be fair, you can't really take too much from friendlies in general, but there are a couple of results in here that do make me feel quite good. 3-0 against Hendon, 2-1 against Kingstonian. Mangotsfield got beat 5-0 away from home. Danny Mills getting a lot of goals. He scored, I think it's 6 there, scored all 5 here. We drew 1-1 against Luz, or Luez. I think it's Luz FC. Quite a nice badge. I like their badge, fan of that. Beat Fulham's under-23s. Now, that actually kind of impressed me. Yes, it was at home, but I was kind of impressed by that. Farnborough got beat 5-1 again. Danny Mills getting a lot of goals. And yes, a 4-0 win against Cinderford. So, friendly-wise, look pretty good. Defensively, look pretty solid. going forward look pretty strong as well. And I don't know how much of that is to do with the throw-ins or if they're coming from the actual open play. But yeah, hopefully things will go well. Like I said, this is actually going to be the first time that I see this against equal opposition. But hopefully we can go into today's game and get a good result, essentially, at the end of the day. So let's just get into the game and hopefully pick up 3 points. See here, they've gone with the standard 4-4-2, which you'll often see at this level. It's no surprise. So I'll try to do something that may be able to actually, be good and strong against that. As I may need to tweak this. I do that slightly faster. Actually, change this to, I'll do key highlights. I want to do 2D classic for the highlights. Is this director? Sure, that's fine. I'm trying to think how I used to have this. I think along those lines. I think that's how, along the lines of how I used to have it. But here we go. McCoy breaking forward on that right-hand side. What can he do? Back to Ijaha. Taylor. Now, I'm still getting used to knowing some of the players on this team, as we've already scored. Christian Smith, 3 minutes or 4 minutes in, and we've got a goal hit from 25 yards out. Now, we obviously saw this in 2D. Let me know if you're a fan of the 2D. I saw a big debate about this on Twitter, actually, the other day, and I actually brought 2D back. Usually, I was just playing on 3D, but I think 2D and then 3D replays is how I'm a big fan. Smith takes a touch. Fair enough. I mean, if you can do that at this level, you're going to be laughing, aren't you? Oh, we've got an injury, though. And we don't really have any defenders. Okay, so what I'm going to do is... where does he prefer, though? He prefers the left. So what I'm going to do is move the anchorman to the middle. Change this to the deep lying forward. Change this. I'm going to put that as a poacher, actually. I'm going to change him to an inverted winger on attack. Okay. Wait, what does he want to play as, actually? Okay, yeah, we'll leave it like this. So I'm going to do that. Bit wacky, especially for this level. But I think, Lionel Ainsworth is one of the better players in this division. Good pace, good acceleration. Pretty good technicals for this level as well. And a bit of flair about him. So I think if we can fit him into the side, we should where we can. So we're doing that. Bit wacky, yes, I know it is, but we're going for it. And like I said, yeah, let me know if you're a fan of the 2D. I've brought it back. I think it's good for highlights, and then you can have 3D replays. I think that's very good. That's a good way to play it. And you obviously get like a nice overview of the pitch, and you can kind of see how the team are playing and developing in front of you. Whereas I feel like with 3D, you don't necessarily always get that unless you really zoom out. Oh, we nearly score from a free kick. Cleared away. And look at that. We've got 3 players just scooping up the balls, taking his time. Nothing too crazy. He brings the ball forward here. Taylor. An awful pass, must be said. But at this level, you're going to see a lot of that. And like I said, I rarely actually do lower league management. So I'm actually kind of invested in this save. It's something new, something fresh for me. I am doing a Journeyman, like a bog standard Journeyman on my Twitch save. We're currently in the year 2062 or something like that. So yeah, it's definitely far from the norm. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm invested. Something new, something fresh. As we get a second there. David Ijaha, our captain, I believe. Grab us a second. 2-0 against Slough Town. Very happy with that. Very, very happy indeed. I may need to actually, speed this up to faster. And have it like that. We whip it outside to Ainsworth. What can he do here? Darts into the box. Lovely little cutback. Nothing spectacular, but you know what? A goal nonetheless, and 3 points for us. We're actually not the only team playing today. Billericay, I've got my eye on them. Concord Rangers have an early lead against Hemel Hempstead. Again, I'm not too familiar with this level of football. I'm going to be honest. I'm an Arsenal fan. I rarely keep an eye on the leagues down here. If I do look at any teams further down, it's Bromley, because I used to go to school near Bromley. But yeah, when you get this far down, it's I'm not super familiar with it, if I'm honest. So excuse any lack of knowledge. If you have any knowledge and any tips and tricks down below, feel free to drop them in the comments. Obviously, I'm going to read probably all the comments actually. And yeah, if you are enjoying the video, be sure to like and subscribe. It definitely helps out. And like I said, hopefully we can build some momentum on this by the time Football Manager 2021 comes out. If it comes out, I mean, they currently obviously got a lawsuit with Man United. I'm sure that won't I'm sure they don't really have a case, Man United. It's a bit silly. As Ainsworth, he's offside. It won't count. Yeah, Man United have decided to sue them. It's very silly in my opinion. What is this camera angle? Interesting. I don't know what camera angle this is. Not sure if I'm a fan of that. Ainsworth, he's actually, maybe I need to bring wingers back, because Ainsworth whips in a lovely cross. Jesse Debrell nods it down to Danny Mills, who was scoring so many goals in the pre-season friendlies. Gets his first of the season. Look at that. Lovely header down. Mills is there. 3-0. Fantastic way to start the series, I guess. What a fantastic result. I don't know how good Slough Town are, but like I said, Ainsworth again. Oh, we nearly score, but keeper keeps hold of it. Yeah. Hopefully we can build some momentum. If FM21 comes out, which I'm sure it will, because Man United don't really have a case. You know, Football Manager have been doing this for 30 years. And the worst case scenario is, I imagine, they may have a change. They may become something like Manchester Reds, or I don't know, something like that. Something along those lines. So I don't think it'll be too bad. But yeah, hopefully we can build some momentum. And yeah, feel free to drop by my streams as well. And let's sort of, kick this back on, kick the channel back into gear. Because like I said, the beta save was actually doing really well. So thank you for those of you that did tune into that. Apologies I didn't bring more videos as we hit the post, but I'm back. And should be 5 videos a week now. So let's just keep cracking on. Very dominant performance. Let's look at the analysis. I like looking at this screen. Oh, although not sure how big of a fan I am of that. Because I guess we've almost formed like a back five. I guess I've kind of skewed it up, because we've obviously changed the formation now, but it looks like the anchorman's dropping in to almost form a back five, which maybe I quite like. Because I guess if he steps into the midfield, which he appears to be doing, Taylor, oh, what a finish. Ijaha finds the back of the net, 25 yards out. First day of the season, it seems to be almost some goal of the season contenders. Not going to lie. Smith, tackled by Togwell. White, what can he do? Finds Ijaha, just thumps it. Keeper, stranded. So yeah, I'm quite a fan of that. Because yeah, if he provides a good link between the defence and the midfield, that means that defensively will be very strong, which I think in this level of the game you need to be. Yes, it's about scoring goals. Yes, you could go through and just get a really pacey winger with good pacey forward, with good finishing. But I think you want to be defensively strong in this division. Slough Town, a 4-0 win. Again, I'm not sure how good they actually are. I'm not too sure how this sets us up for the season. I don't know if they were going to run away with it. I don't know how good. Yeah, essentially they are. I mean, they are 21st, so take from that what you will. But I think that's a pretty good performance. I'm happy with what I saw from the formation. I think it gives us something to think about, because maybe I do need to bring Ainsworth into the fold. I think he had a very good game, right? An 8.5, so maybe I do need to start bringing in a winger, figure out how to fit that in. Maybe even play an asymmetric system. Maybe take some inspiration from Dr. Benji and become formation man, as he calls them. But that is going to be it for today's episode. Like I said, ran you through the tactics. There wasn't too many transfers to run through, but at least you saw the tactics, saw the team sort of play, and gave you a bit of an update on the current situation. Like I said, 5 videos a week. I'm not sure what day this may go up. This may go up on a Saturday, it may go up on a Monday. But yes, like I said, I'm back. We're going to be moving forward. This channel is going to be dedicated to just Football Manager. I know a few of my last videos have been some alternative games, which I made those videos private now. I will be moving those to what I'm going to deem, I don't really want to say main channel, but I'm going to have this Football Manager channel and then a channel for alternative games, Call of Duty, Battle Royales, that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in that content, go to the channels tab on my page and click the other channel, which confusingly has the same name. I'm still trying to figure it out which names, which channel's going to have what name. But for right now, the one with FM20 in the name's the Football Manager channel. So if you did enjoy, drop a like, drop a subscription, helps out a ton. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy the save, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.